Hi! Get in here. Are we live?
We're live.
Is it this way or this way?
It's this way.
Hey guys, welcome to the Lust Facebook page. My name's Sahar, I'm the founder of Lust, and today we decided to do something a little different. So I've gathered up some of my beautiful Lust curly girls here in Toronto, Canada. And yeah, I'm just gonna start going from left to right, give you a quick intro. By the way, the reason we're doing this is because normally I go live and I have this hair type, and I know our Lust community is full of every hair type, and you guys ask questions, so I thought instead of me trying to pretend like I know how to deal with this hair and that hair and that hair, I'll bring the girls and have them tell you themselves. So, on the left here we've got Storm.
Hi.
Speak up, Storm.
So I've been using Lust since like the inception. I started using it like right after my third big chop. So I was like up to here, and now I've grown it out to here. I would say that my hair does like a couple of different things. So I have like a type 3V at the bottom, type 3C somewhere over here, and then a bit of like 4A right at the crown.
All right, and next we've got Amy.
Hello, everybody. My name's Amy. I have kind of 2C to 3A hair, kind of depending on the day and the type of product that I'm using. It's wavy up here and really curly at the back. I've been using Lust since about December of 2016, just as Sahar was launching, so I got in early on the friends and family deal because we go way back. Yeah, so ask away.
I hooked her up. And all right, and next we got Zermarla here.
Hi guys, my name is Zermarla. I have 3C4A curl pattern. I also have high density, low porosity here. I've been using Lust since April of 2017. That was a few months after I big chopped. Love the products, great results, and it's consistent. So I'm here to tell you about it and my hair.
And you guys are probably really familiar with my face because I am in a lot of the videos, and I've gone live, I've done my hair start to finish, I've done half my hair in a rushed way and half of it in a finger coiled way. So I'm going to try, today I'm going to have the phone on me, I'm going to be reading your comments. So in a second, I'm probably going to take my eyes off of you and go back to your comments. So if you guys have questions for any of the girls here, just type them out, I'll try to get to all of them. If we don't, just write them. We will come back and answer all your questions. So next you got Bren, and you're used to seeing her face too. We've got her in front of a lot of videos recently, and I know we have a lot of customers in our community who have wavy hair, and you know, we get a lot of questions like, oh, wavy, is that curly? And it's definitely a curl type. Like, unless you have straight hair, you are part of the Lust community, you belong here. So this is Bren, and yeah, take it away.
Yeah, so I have 2A hair, and I have been using Lust a little bit over a year now. And when I first started using it, I wasn't really sure that it was going to work for me because I hadn't really cut a lot of layers into my hair. I just had really, really long hair. But then once I got a haircut and got some layers into it, I was like, oh my gosh, it actually works for me. It's actually wavy. And then since then, I've just started playing with the products more. I've tried the wavy, I've tried the curly, I've tried the kinky coily, and like you've seen in my videos, you know, I'll do refreshes, I'll do braids. I just kind of like to play with my hair type because we can manipulate it and do a lot of fun different things if you have just even a little bit of wave.
Second from left. So, okay, so here's how this is gonna go, and this is the first time we've had a whole group of people go live. So bear with us, we're gonna be, you know, this is a first for us as well. So what I'm gonna do is read the comments. I'll try to throw it out at the right girl. So just repeating it, that's Storm, this is Amy, call her Z, Zermarla, yeah. And you got Bren. And of course, I'm Sahar. I'm just gonna try to throw the comments. So if you guys have questions, this is gonna be impossible to get to everyone. But I'm gonna do my best. So this one is from Laura. It says second from left, and I believe that's Amy. Can you describe your routine? Your hair is most similar to mine.
Excellent, certainly. And I have two things to say on this, is that when I first started, my routine was different than it is now, because my hair type kind of changed after using the products. I repaired some of the damage, and so what I do now is actually, out of the shower, I put on a t-shirt towel to take some of the moisture out of my hair, and then, you know, dry off, get ready to go, and put in, I don't know, if I'm using wavy, it's probably 1 pump per side of my hair. I rake it through to make sure that it gets covered, and then spend a bunch of time, that video one of the girls did about the praying hands method has really changed it up for me. And so I kind of pull it over and make sure that I use flat hands to get my hair to clump, and then I scrunch. And I actually, for the first time in my life ever, with my curls, can air dry it, and it still stays really nice. But if I want the curls to be poppin', then I get my diffuser out and spend, I don't know, 10 minutes at medium airflow and medium heat, and it kind of holds it in for the rest of the day. That's it. If I'm going really, I've been in a couple of weddings this year, and I wanted to keep my hair naturally curly for that. I've used the kinky coily those days because it has a bit of a curl activation, but just a very little amount of it because my hair is so fine. Maybe one pump or half if I can do it, and a little bit of water, and that really gets the curl pattern to show up. I think it's important to note that I started out following everybody's instructions on like, it has to be really damp and your hair has to be dripping wet, and that worked for the first little while, and then it stopped working, and it's like the product was slipping off of my hair. It wasn't staying. So that's why I spend just a few minutes with the t-shirt towel at the beginning. So my hair is damp, but it's not dripping.
Mine's
and
the
that's
same
the
way.
difference. Yeah.
Yeah, like, because, I mean, when Amy and I were talking about it, we both realized that if you have this hair type, it just retains moisture so well, like your hair stays wet. And then I was talking to Storm, and she's like, no, I have to add so much water to every single step because it'll just dry. Yeah. Which is wild. Like for Amy and I, it'll just stay wet. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's nice.
Right? And this is exactly the point. And this is why when customers are like, you know, you're looking for a scientific answer, and there isn't one. Mm-hmm. And even with Bren and Amy, like, they both have wavy hair, but they have different hair types. So what works for her might not work for her, and it takes a lot of trial and error. I just want to take a sec to say hi to Madeline and Amy. Hi. So this is really cool. We had a mother-daughter duo drop in and see us in person, and we love you guys. So hi, I'm reading your comments. To all of you, by the way, I'm just sending you all love. So we're getting a lot of questions about volume, and I think this is a great one for all of us to answer, because we were just talking about this, and that if I apply my products in sections and really take my time, like, my hair is a lot flatter today, believe it or not, than it normally is, and it can get really big depending on how I apply the products. And I love big hair. Like, I love volume, and Storm and I always talk about this, is when our hair is less than perfect, we love it more. So we are all about big hair here, but maybe we can all talk about what we all do for extra volume.
I'll go first.
Since you are the volume queen today.
When I showed up today, my hair was still wet, so it was still kind of like slicked down, and it's just gotten bigger as it's dried. But for me, it's like when I want extra volume, so I kind of switch back from kinky coily to curly. When I want extra volume, I'll tend to go for the curly because it's a little bit lighter, and my hair just goes like a little bit, I don't know, gets closer to God, as someone said. But for me, I actually fluff out my hair. So it's like I'll take like just a regular pick, and instead of like, I guess for a while people were taught for volume to back comb, but if you have hair kind of like mine, you can actually pick out, and your hair will kind of stand up on its end. So that's my trick.
Right. Volume trick, Amy.
It's the diffuser and my hair upside down, so I spend a lot of time like this, just making it happen, and so that's why I get a nice volume at my roots, and I like that it doesn't tend to fall throughout the day. So that's good.
Zermarla, volume problems?
I actually didn't Afro pick anything, but I used one of each of your tips. So the pulling and picking out, and then upside down, max volume. This is day one, so it's gonna grow, and then I'm gonna love it when it's a bit messy and untamed.
Yeah. I can't wait to see that.
Okay. I'll send you a snap.
Brand volume.
Okay, guys, if you have my hair type, you just gotta get a haircut. That's what you have to do. I mean, if I cut my hair to my shoulders, I would have a ton of volume, but my hair's long and I really like it long. But I mean, I'm like you guys, I like to have it big sometimes. And when I know that it's time for a cut, when it starts to fall a little bit flat. Like actually right now, it's time for a tune-up. I got a haircut about 3 months ago. So all I do is I tell my hairdresser that. I'm like, hey, I like to wear my hair wavy. I don't like to put heat on it. And I just want it to be bigger. And they know. Like, they'll cut off some of the dead ends. And when you cut off the dead ends, you'll be blown away by the difference it makes. And we wrote a blog on that actually, on curly haircuts, and you'll see like my side by side in that blog. It's crazy. It makes all the difference.
So this question's actually for Bren. Cassidy says, Bren, which combination of products do you use? My hair is similar to yours. Not as awesome as yours though. Cassidy, stop. Love your curls. Thanks so much. Lus rocks.
Yeah, so okay, I started off with the wavy, and that's been like my go-to forever. I've tried curly before, and curly doesn't work for my hair. Like, I've experimented with it, and it just really weighs it down. But this was kind of weird because I got my boyfriend a kinky coily, and I was like, I think I ran out of the wavy, or I left it one day at my house or something, and I was like, okay, I'll just use the kinky. So I threw it in, and I mean, I'm talking about like half a pump maybe a full pump for my entire head, and I was really surprised. I was like, okay, this is pretty nice. So now I sometimes play with it. It just sort of depends on whatever I'm feeling that day. Like right now I have a tiny bit of kinky and some wavy. If I'm doing like my French braid style where I want even more wave and I want to hold the definition, I'll just add like a small little bit of kinky on top of the wavy. But most of the time I always use the wavy.
Awesome. We have a lot of questions asking, how do you determine your curl pattern? We have a page on our website, and we've shown different customers, like real customers, and their hair type depending on what product they use. So feel free to go onto our website, lusbrands.com, and you'll see it there. Look at the testimonials and look at the page, the U plus Lust tab, and just see if you see someone with your curl pattern and what products they've used. If not, like, PM us. Guys, we sell products, but we are a group of curly girls, and we talk curls all day long. So send us a PM, send us a picture of your hair, and we'll be happy to help you determine the best product. Again, it goes back to trial and error. We've already fallen behind on comments, guys, so I'm really sorry. There's 135 of you live right now. Thank you for coming in.
That's amazing.
This is really fun for us. So I'm gonna try to go through and just ask. Okay, so Denise says, hi ladies, love my products and have found the right routine to make my hair amazing. Thank you, Sahar, for your diffuser tips. Gotcha. My friend also started using less brands and her hair looks amazing. Thank you, Denise. Let's see. Stephanie says, my hair seems better after a refresh second or third day than the day after a wash. We would all agree. Curls are curlier and more defined. Any tips to get that day one? Interesting. I think it's personal preference. Like, some people love their day one hair for that fresh look. Most of us really like, letting the product sit in. Depending on how you sleep too, that makes such a big difference when we talk about day 2, day 3 hair. And your hair type. Like the way I might wrap a scarf around my hair and it works. If Bren did it, that might make her hair fall flat. She might have to put it up in a ponytail. That might ruin my hair type. So we've got some great tips on our website as well. There's blogs that we've written, there's videos that show and talk about different tips. But let's talk about sleeping on curls, because I know we all have different routines. So Storm, what is your go-to, get your curls popping on day 2?
I like to put my hair in a pineapple. I'm all about the pineapple life. Like the moment I walk through the door, when I get home, it goes up like this. And like as it gets
Wait,
longer,
like what? Like what?
Like this. As it gets longer, the more it kind of like looks a little bit crazier, but it really helps, because for me what happens is that like all this volume, I sleep on like one side. I completely go like this when I wake up in the morning. So to protect my hair and not kind of squash my curls, I put it up. Sometimes I might have like a little bit of like a dent from just kind of keeping it in a ponytail, but a little bit of water, like I pretty much like put my hands under the water tap and then they go like this, and then it's usually good to go.
Refresh!
Sleeping refresh combo. I'm definitely a proponent of the second day hair. That usually works really well for me. I have a couple of silk pillowcases, because I tried the whole wrapping my head and being all fancy, and anybody who knows me knows that fancy is not really the word you would use to describe me. And
you're fancy.
So it ended up kind of strangling me in the night and kind of fell down my head. So that didn't work out well. So a satin pillowcase or silk pillowcase has been the thing that works for me. And then the next morning is I have one of a spray bottle kind of like this one, and I put some of my wavy in there, water it down, and and spritz it around and scrunch it back up, and I'm good. Out the door. I love second day. It's so fast.
I have one question. Does the pillowcase not make you hot and sweaty?
You know,
That's my issue.
no, actually, I found it to be fine. And if I'm really concerned and I really want the hair good, like I will lay it up over the pillow and just
Like
that.
that?
You are fancy.
And then I put on, you know, my cucumber mask and like get someone to paint my nails while I'm like, and I'm kidding. I've gone over the top now. When they send me away.
All right, Zermarla, how do you sleep at night? Because I'm sure we've got, what is your hair type, first of all?
I do 3C at the top here and then 4A all around here. So those are the tighter, kinky parts. But I have 2 nighttime routines and it depends on what I'm going for the next day. Pineapple ponytail I will do if I'm looking for more men. Other than that, if I'm super lazy, I just throw the bonnet over. When I wake up, I take it off. There is some flatness to it, but just rub a little bit of oil, whatever oil of your choice, on your hands, and then you could fluff with an afro pick. And I like to spritz with water on day 2 and 3, just because water reactivates the product. And I use the Kinky Coily, from Less, all-in-one. And I don't find I have to go in with too much product because of how rich the ingredients are. I don't apply it until day 3 or 4, and it's very lightweight, so product buildup is not an issue. Low porosity here, I hate product buildup. So that's good. So that's how I refresh it, either bonnet or the pineapple method, which is lovely. Yeah. It looks great too. Yeah, because you could just take it off and go like that. You don't need to refresh.
Yeah, sometimes you wake up, you're like, this
that's
works.
good. Yes, I know. I love those days. Yeah.
Bren,
refresh. Yeah, okay, you guys are just gonna hate me because like I just sleep. I just sleep. But the thing is, like my day 1 is my hair. Like that's like, oh yeah, now I look really good. On day 2, if you have my hair type, it starts to get dirty. So you actually don't like day 2, and day 3 just doesn't happen. Like I might use dry shampoo, but like it's not.
I've pushed this to day 3 or day 4 before, and it really needs a wash by then.
let's talk about this because that's interesting.
I could go to day 8.
Like that's amazing.
I was gonna say,
I could stretch it if I wanted to go more.
Amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
This is, and guys, we talk about, day 8, day 7, day 6, and, people are like, I can't get to day 2. Like, maybe you're not meant to, and that's okay. No, for real. Like, some people's hair, like, Bren can get day 2 out of her hair, but she prefers day 1, and she has to, like, redo it again on day 3. That is okay. Like, you're not supposed to be like everyone else. So, get to know yourself, get to know your own hair type, and don't compare to anyone else. Like, listen to your hair. Your hair will talk to you and tell you what it needs. It tells you when it needs more conditioner. It tells you when it needs to be left alone. It tells you when it's bored and it needs something interesting. So don't worry about wash cycles. Like, listen to your hair. If your hair is itchy and you need a wash it. Seriously. Just wash it. This is one of the things that bugs me about the curly hair community is there's too many rules. And everyone's like, oh, you're not supposed to do this, and you're not supposed to do that. There's no supposed to. Like, there really is no supposed to. Listen to your own hair. It's great to listen to advice from brands and other curly girls, but what we write, even on our blogs and our emails, it's not set in stone. So listen to your own hair, listen to us, take advice. Talk to each other in the community too, because there are different people. Like, this is such a small group that we could gather together at 8 p.m. on a Thursday in Toronto. But the community is amazing, and we've got, tens of thousands of people in our community now, and our community is awesome because people share each other's tips with each other. So reach out to each other. This is a community that we're building to help you guys. So so refresh, you heard day 2. How long do you go with your hair?
I could go to day 8 as well.
Day 8?
Yeah.
We met Renee, she went to day 11.
Renee went to day 11.
Yeah, Renee. Yeah.
Yeah, some people go a week, 2 weeks. Like, my go-to is by day 5, my hair starts to get stringy. I can maybe stretch it to day 6, but not really. Like, I like day 1, 2, 3, and then day 4, I kind of do an updo or put it in a bun or, just kind of try to mask it. And it's different. If I take more time on day 1 really applying my products, I get longer wear out of it.
Yeah.
So sometimes when we do videos, people are like, oh, it looks so hard. That looks like it takes so much time. But if I don't have to get up and redo my hair again on day 2, 3, 4, I'm happy. Like that works for me,
That's
right?
exactly my routine. It's like I'll do it Saturday and I'll like take the time to do it really well.
Yeah.
And then for the rest of the work week, it's like, okay,
Yeah,
don't
I
have to
know.
worry about
That
you.
saves so much time.
Yeah.
So you can see the difference. Like we're talking about day 3, 4, 5, 8, and you know Amy and Bren are talking about day 2, 3. It's a different hair type. Like it's not like it's okay.
It's
So
okay.
it's just okay, and I think
in
that's-
general,
yeah.
that's pretty much the thing. Is like it really is a level of experimentation and finding out, because it's not necessarily what we tell you to do or what you think you should do. It's, do you like what your hair did that day?
Yes.
Do
Yeah.
you like it the next day?
Yeah.
Cool, then keep going. If you didn't, then keep experimenting. There's lots of different ways to apply it, try it, how you apply it, try it, and dry it. I can't even stop myself. I apologize. I'm so sorry.
Amy the warehouse is calling. Okay, so let me see if I can pull out some more comments. There's like hundreds of comments, and we're behind. Our girls will go in, and
Yeah,
by the
also
way,
we like to talk.
Yeah, we like to talk. We've got customer support girls like kind of all over now, and working different shifts, and I think we're the first curl brand that's trying to move towards a 24/7 support line. Like we're not 24/7 yet, but we are almost there. And it's been a priority for us. And we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. We know that we're just a group of curly girls trying to help other curly girls. So we really do focus on customer support, and it's not just about products. So if you've bought our products, if you love us, hate us, you know, want to tell everyone about us, just PM us, email us, comment on our posts. We will respond to every single comment. So we will, if we don't get to you today, we will get to you for sure. There's a lot of questions about frizz. The F word. So we said we wouldn't talk about F words on this live. This is one F word we're allowed to drop. So let's talk frizz and what frizz means to you, and you know, how do you deal with frizz?
So I remember there was like a time when I first like started wearing my hair natural all the time. I was not, like, I was so sensitive to frizz. Like the moment I had frizzy hair, I felt like I failed my wash and go. But now at this point, it's like I can spend the extra time to do it, but I actually prefer my hair when it's not absolutely perfect. So like I'll be walking by a window and then see my hair looking completely like flat, but also like super ringless. So I'm like, oh no. And I'll shake it out, and I'm like, I actually feel more comfortable this way at this point. So I mean, if I do want to go the extra mile and make sure that I don't have frizz, I just take extra time to do it. Maybe use like a fine-tooth comb to really smooth out any particular knots, and just kind of really make sure that I get my clumping game going on. So it's like, Amy uses the praying hands method, and I can use it too. So it's like pretty much just going like this and making sure that my curls are coming together nicely.
All right.
Cool.
To be really in on the clumping, I have occasionally used a comb with the conditioner in the shower just to comb through and make sure that the product really gets in there. I just accept generally a level of frizz with my hair, and I live in Toronto, and that's just the way it is. My hair looks beautiful. If you guys could see this hair before I step outside, it's like amazing. And as soon as I step outside in Toronto, it's either humid or it's windy and dry. And all of those things, it just like whips around my head. And there it is. And so it's a fact of life. And
No, but it's true. Issues is our climate.
right? So I've just accepted a level of it, and the fact that the rest of my hair is amazing now, and I don't have to straighten it all the time, and that I really can. I know it sounds corny. Love my curls. I love it. It's great, and so yeah. Thank you. So yeah, and also it's a good way to get volume too. Just fizz it up a little bit and get it go.
Yeah, frizz is not the enemy, guys.
Yeah.
We've all been conditioned and brainwashed to think that we gotta fight frizz, even from the big brands. And imagine, it's been decades that we've been told, like, tame your mane, control your frizz, manage your frizz. So we've all been like, frizz, but it's just the natural way of our hair. So
Let your
it's
frizz flag fly.
yes, it's okay to have a little bit of frizz. And our products, there is like 1 or 2 ingredients that I can add to this line, and it's literally glue that like makes your hair strands stick together. It's hair glue, and it makes you think you got frizz control, and it's just not good for your hair. So when we were testing out the line, little background for you guys. You know, people were like, I want more hold, I want less hold, I want more frizz control, I want more softness. And it's when you change up the ingredients even by like 0.001%, it changes the end result. So we wanted a product that was like a no product look and feel. Like if you touch your hair and you're feeling crunchiness or film or anything, you use too much product. Or you didn't use enough water, or you just applied it wrong. So hit us up in the PM. We will walk you through your application and figure out what will work for your hair type. But the whole goal was to put something in a bottle that you can put in your hair and it feels like, you know when you straighten your hair and it feels like hair? Which is why curly girls straighten their hair a lot. It's like we don't want to feel like yucky stuff and film on our hair. We just want to feel like hair. That was my goal with the line. So if I had increased this one ingredient or added another ingredient, you'd have complete frizz control. Don't get it wrong. That's really easy to do on the chemistry side of things, but then it would take away from this, like from how light and natural your hair feels. So it's give and take, and depending on how you apply it, you can get down to like really very little frizz and a lot of curl definition, but it's just practice. So for me, I love frizz. Like I will frizz my hair out and own it and rock it and love it. So it's a bit of attitude too. Like you're a curly girl, you gotta have attitude, right? Like you gotta have a little bit of attitude to walk around with curls and really own it. So talk to us about frizz.
Okay, so I have a love-hate relationship with frizz. It's a love when you have to be sassy with your big fro and it's frizzy, and that's when it's wild and untamed. So day 5 and onwards, I love it. But from day 1 to day 3, I expect it to behave. So with frizz control, what helps, and still using the same product, is even distribution. So don't rush your product application. Like that's the most important thing for me on day 1 is even distribution. So I work in sections even though I'm lazy. The product is super slippery, so it allows me to work in my lazy sections of 4 or 6. And then when I apply that in, I know my frizzy prone areas, which would be the type 3C here at the top here. So with those sections, I like to go in with a little bit more product and sometimes manipulate the curl by just gliding it separate smaller strands and like twirling it around my finger. That will manipulate it to kind of clump together and stay in that position for as long as I'd like it to be. And that's how I tame it. Yeah.
By the way, Zermarla's, she did a how-to video for us. Was it last year?
Maybe. Yeah, I did too.
She's done a couple. So if you go on our YouTube channel, Less Brands, and you will see like pretty much everyone's face. I don't think we've got Amy in a video yet.
No, that's a bad idea.
We've got a side-by-side of Amy, but we've got everyone else in videos on our YouTube channel, and you'll see everyone's how-to. Tons more. So if you want like an actual how-to video, go check that out. But yeah, she did a great how-to video for us, and it's really interesting even for a curly girl to watch someone else with a different curl pattern do their hair, and it's like, wow, that would never work for my hair, or wow, I should try that. So that's really interesting. Frizz, Bren, do you deal with frizz?
Not really.
Honestly,
though, like if my hair is frizzy, it's amazing because that means it's big. So it's like if I go to the beach and I get salt in my hair, it's like, oh, okay, it does something, but it's nothing compared to like what Zermarla's going to go through or what Storm's going to go through. It's just not the same.
Right.
Yeah.
For some people are saying that they missed our hair routines. We are going to repost it to the page, so no worries. You're going to get to listen to all of us talk again and again if you want. I wish I knew. Let's see. Is there a combo? I'm trying to see. The support team is amazing. We try. We are all about support. Tried water. Okay, water. People are asking, you know, is there such a thing as using too much water?
Yes.
Yes.
So if you use too much water, sometimes you will get that kind of foamy, I want to say consistency or sound or feel.
Yeah.
Easy way to get rid of it is just to go over that same section and squeeze the excess product out as well as that water. That's how I get rid of it. But your hair tells you that, so you'll know. Yeah. If you're using too much, and then if your hair is too wet, just use a t-shirt or a microfiber towel and take out some of the water. That's how I take care of that when I'm using too much.
Yeah. I know that I'm using too much water when it literally just like comes off in my hand. So it's like your hair, your hands will be like generally damp, but it's like if you're like the mirror starts getting like drops of water all over, that's probably an indicator. I also know like by my end results, it's like my curls will be defined, but they'll look almost puffy in a way. And it's also not as like shiny or moisturized because like too much water can actually dry out your hair. So the product should keep it moisturized. So that's how I know that I've used way too much water. Just
and it's funny because like with my hair, I can't go enough water. Like my hair, I can soak my hair, and just I mean I do run the product through and I massage it into my hair and then I scrunch out the excess water with my hands. So maybe that's why that I can really drench my hair and then scrunch out the excess. But I've never experienced using too much water. I have experienced using too much product, and that will make my hair crunchy. So I've learned not to use too much product. And when we first launched the line, people were like, this is a really bad business model because no one's going to run out of your products. So, and that's what it is. We've been brainwashed to think that we need so much products as curly girls, and I made a line where like truly less is more. So if you're using too much product, try using less product. Like use half of what you would use with another brand, or even a quarter of what you would use, and you'll see a difference. It's crazy. With our in-shower conditioner, this is a point. All the products are water activated, so even with our shampoo, like you'll add a little bit, you'll massage it in, you'll add a little bit of water, you'll keep massaging it in, and it will start to lather up, and you really have to use your fingertips and like massage the product in. Our in-shower conditioner is water activated, so you can't keep putting more and more product and expect it to detangle. Put the product in your hair, let it sit, then add a bit of water and work the product through, and you'll start to notice like the slips start to work. We've got videos for all of these steps, by the way, on our website, on our YouTube channel. It's all Lust Brands. But Bren has actually recorded me in the shower doing my hair. So it's true. But yeah,
I might add to that, just because I have to get a lot of the water out of my hair to get the product to stick. I still want that slip feeling, so when I pump it out, I will kind of spray a little bit of water on my hand so it slips around in my hand a lot, because it's not getting the water from my hair and then kind of working it through with the praying hands or raking it. I found that that's really helped a lot with the application.
We're getting questions about if there's a big difference between wavy and curly. So some people think that they maybe bought the wavy, they should have bought the curly, or vice versa, or curly and kinky coily. So let's talk about the difference for those of us that are on the cusp. If you've tried both, what is the different effect that the two products give your hair type? So wavy and curly. I know you guys have tried both.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because if you have my hair type, like really you should probably just be using the wavy. Other hair types, you can get away with like a lesser formula, Amy, like she said, sometimes she uses the kinky coily just sparingly, but I know like Storm, she said that on your son you used like wavy, and he has even tighter coils than her, and it works really well.
Yeah, it's almost because his hair is finer. So it's like I have like a lot of hair, and it's also really, really thick, but it's like he has finer like 4A, 4B curls, but it's just not as much as mine, so the wavy just works better and doesn't weigh it down.
I would say for my hair, because I have experimented with all three of the different all-in-ones, that the wavy for me is really just a loose kind of beachy kind of, I'm just gonna put it in my hair and walk out the door that day and see what happens. Curly will be a bit more defined and a bit tighter to my head, and then I think I actually used the kinky coily this morning. Yeah, that's what I did, because I wanted my girls to be popping for you guys. And so that's when I get like the good definition, kind of not ringlets, but good wave pattern up here, and then this kind of
underneath Amy's hair
back here is like, there's one. I showed these guys. I took the video, and I was like, guys, I have this thing, and I pulled it, and it popped right back up, and then honestly, like amazing. Who would have thought I could get so excited about a curl in the back of my head? But that's I think if you're kind of seeing similarities in your kind of hair types, and I think a lot of people have that where it's curlier at the back. That's kind of just been my experience. It's kind of a hold.
But yeah, the haircut makes a big difference. Like if you're starting to notice your hair getting stringy, if I take out like even a little bit off the ends of my hair curls back up. So your cut, like find a good curl specialist in your city. I can't say enough about this. Like find someone that knows how to deal with curly hair. I used to go to a regular hair salon, and every time like I get my roots dyed, I have grays, and they would dye my hair, then they would straighten my hair, and then they would cut my hair. Like and then I would go home and wash it and it would be curly and it would be just so lopsided. Right? So that's why most curl specialists will cut your hair while it's dry and curly. Like they'll tell you to style your hair, come in, so they can see how your hair naturally falls and frames your face, and then they'll cut it accordingly. So I think that getting a good haircut makes such a huge difference if you're looking for more volume and more bounce to your curls.
Yeah. If you don't have curly hair, if you have my hair type, you don't need a curl specialist. FYI.
Right.
Like you don't need to go the extra mile. Like just a good hairstylist will understand what you want.
Right.
Because Sahar is right. Like if you have curly hair, it's a totally different ballgame.
Yeah. And they, I mean, I don't know. Has anyone ever gone to the hairstylist and they straighten your hair to cut it? Like always, they always straighten my hair, right? Yeah, so hard to find someone to cut curly hair. Yeah, when you find them, you will travel like to the other end of the city. Like your stylist moves to a different salon, you're going. Like you're like, yeah, no problem. There's some questions about hard water, like well water, hard water. Has anyone experienced here?
Yeah, I have. When I was like, so when I had my own house in like Mississauga, we just like happened to have a house with a soft water filter.
Right.
And like it's nice, but I don't think that it makes like so much of a huge difference if you're taking like the extra steps to make sure that, you know, you make sure your hair is like properly moisturized. Like if you are finding that it's hard, like your hair does feel a little bit rough, just do some deep conditioning treatments, hot oil treatments, and that should suffice. I mean, like a soft water filter is quite the investment to go for your hair.
It's not pricey. I have one. I got one.
You did?
Yeah, just because natural hair products are a bit pricey.
Attached to the shower head?
Yeah. So I just attached it to the shower head and
Mine
then
was
replaced it.
attached to the
Water
water.
tank.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh,
Just
let
the
me
shower because I want all the
Crazy.
benefits of the hair products and nutrients.
Yeah.
So, we are getting a lot of love. Like, thank you so much. I feel so bad because I'm reading the questions and it's like, I love your products. You guys are the best. So we're like not ignoring you. I'm reading your comments too. We're just trying to get to some of the questions where people are struggling with different hair types. But for all of you sending us love, seriously, thank you. We love you. Appreciate you so, so much. There's a lot of people that missed the sleep routines. Again, we're going to repost this video when we're done going live, and you guys can go back and watch the parts that you missed. Some people mix the two products. They're saying they mix wavy and curly, or they mix curly and kinky. To be honest with you, I created this line and I've never mixed the products. I just don't have time and I haven't experimented that much, but we do carry this line in a salon in Toronto, and I hear them mixing, or they'll like do kinky coily and they'll add like a pump of wavy at the end and it really makes it pop. So experiment. If you've got both bottles, experiment. It's going to be so different on everyone's hair.
Yeah, I find that like I started off using the curly and it's great for me in the summertime, but for the winter my hair gets like super thirsty, and I find that the kinky just like is the extra push that I need for moisture. Yeah.
Any tips for salt and pepper dry hair? Salt and pepper hair.
Well, if I didn't dye mine, it would be salt and pepper, but
Yeah, we get a lot of questions about color too, if it works on dyed hair. If you've recently bleached your hair, it's hit and miss. Like if you've really, if you're trying to go platinum, because that's like the hot thing now, and you're going through levels of taking the color out so you can add the platinum in, it's hit and miss. I've heard both reviews. I've heard people say like your kinky coily is like really conditioning and it really, you know, puts moisture back into the hair shaft. So, and then I've heard people say, oh, it didn't really work until I added a bit of color back in. So do you guys know anyone that's from like the Sephora, people who've like bleached their hair?
Yeah, Jamie. Jamie, we just put a video out, and her Instagram handle I think is CurlyTopJamie, and she has 3B curls.
Oh yeah.
But she's blonde naturally. She just adds more blonde to it and bleaches it more. So she went with a kinky coily because she was like, yeah, you know, I would try the curly. It's just she knew that the kinky coily would be more hydrating. And Khadija.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, our kinky coily, I'm working on some new products, by the way, guys. I don't want to say too much right now until I've nailed them. But in the meantime, for those of you looking for kind of an overnight or like a deep conditioning treatment, our kinky coily doubles over as a deep conditioner. And we've got videos on our YouTube where I talk about it. There's a girl who went to the salon, got her hair bleached, and she's been using the kinky coily to revive her hair. So she tells you her routine, and it just doubles over as a deep conditioner. So that's our kinky coily all-in-one. Is it better to add the product? Okay, for refresh, we have a question from Jay. Is it better to add the product in a water bottle or apply it directly to your hair?
For a refresh?
Yeah.
I like to apply it in a water bottle with some, something like this, just to mix that up and have the water as well as the added product reactivate the curls and just enhance that with a light, just a little bit. You don't want to go with your, well, sorry, I personally would not like to go over with it, just from the fear of applying too much. Yeah.
For me, it kind of depends on what I wake up with, and if it's really big and I want to tame it down, then I will put a bit of product back in, but mostly it's in the water bottle with I'll shake it up and spray it on.
I can't do that. That literally will give me like a halo frizz.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know why. I tried it before and I was like, oh, like all my curls were gone. So I mostly will try to like separate.
Section, refresh.
Yeah, I'll section and like just like re-wet. And if it needs more product, I might add it, but usually I don't because like just putting more water in my hair will reactivate what I've got in there. But it's like, let's say like I squashed my curls at night, like I've done that before, it just like completely flattens out. That will probably be one where like I'll squirt like maybe a half a pump and then like praying hands method. I don't try to rake it back in because then it's a disaster. But yeah, like I can't do that. It just makes it all frizzy and like probably uneven. So it's like my shrinkage just like does different things in different places. So yeah.
Storm has a refresh video on YouTube that we filmed.
Yeah.
Watch that one.
And it's funny because like Storm and I have like similar curl pattern, but like what works for her for refresh doesn't work for me, and the way I refresh it won't work for her.
Yeah.
So there you go, you know. And I mean, that's just how curly hair is. What works for one person, even if you found someone where you're like, oh my god, that person's my hair twin,
yeah,
it still might not work for you. So you gotta experiment, and that's kind of the whole point of our brand. There's so much love. So Michelle says, love the wavy shampoo and conditioner is bomb. Love you, Michelle. Thank you. There are a lot of questions, but I think we've kind of covered the gist of it. We went through sleep patterns, we went through refresh, we went through application, we went through different products, we went through volume and frizz. We talked a lot, so if you're just joining us, we are going to wrap shortly, but go back to the beginning, check it out. If we've missed anything, comment. This video will run and we will go back and answer your questions. Is there anything else you guys want to add to our curl community before we say bye?
Oh, yeah.
Pop quiz, Masha.
Oh, you know what? Yes. So we get a lot of questions about should I use step 1 and 2, and is there a difference? Like if I just do the all-in-one on its own, or should I do the first 2 steps? And really, truly, like the first 2 steps are so essential, and we see it with all curl types. Like we have customers that come in and say, oh, I just used step 3, saw how it went, and then I did steps 1 and 2, and it was like night and day. So it really, really, really helps to get steps 1 and 2. What's your guys' experience with that?
I know this like especially because I have like a medicated shampoo that I use for like my psoriasis, and like I can see it like the first like few days in, I'm like, oh, this is not working because obviously they're not working well together, and I find that happens a lot. I have at least once run out of conditioner and tried using a different brand. Don't hate me, but then it just didn't work, and I was actually like, it took a while for it to actually start working again. Yeah.
We have a question about, would curly be a deep conditioner if you use wavy? I would say no. Stick to the kinky coily, regardless of your hair type, if you're looking for a deep conditioner, because the kinky coily has added ingredients for moisture that the curly doesn't. So we have formulated the kinky coily differently. So if you're looking for a deep conditioner, go up to the kinky coily. You won't need a lot. It's a very rich, like a buttery, smooth cream. So don't use a lot if you have thin wavy hair, but if you're looking for a deep conditioner, our kinky coily right now is the closest thing, but I'm trying to crush it with our next deep conditioner. I can't wait. I love deep conditioners. Yeah, we're working on that. Okay, so
maybe there was some moisture about winter?
Huh?
Winter moisture?
Yes. Winter moisture. There was a question about winter moisture.
No problem. So
she's
once
like, guys, I got this. You go.
Oh wait, so along with using this as a deep conditioner, sometimes I like to keep this on a little bit longer. That will work as deeper conditioning or penetration of the product. Just put a shower cap on while you're in the shower and rinse it out at the very end. every girl likes to shower hot water, so that will enhance the steam in there, open up your cuticles, let all the nutrients in, so it works great as a deep conditioner as well. But when we go into putting my products in, and then for winter moisture retention, I like to, again, work in 4 sections. I like my hair to be soaking wet when your hair is 100% moisturized when it is wet, so it'll absorb the products much better. A few pumps, work it through, and then spraying method just for some length as well as clumping. And after I do that, I'll go with a little bit of oil of my choice. I like sweet almond oil, avocado oil. They're more on the lighter sides for my low porosity here. And then I'll like to run that a little bit, same praying method, because I don't want to pass it through my hands for when I have to reactivate or refresh it the following day, because oil does repel moisture at the same time. So I like to just do this, and then on the ends, because they're the driest part, and a little bit on the roots if you have sensitive scalp where it tends to be dry more often. And that just helps it feel safe and moisturized for the winter. It is harsh out here in Canada.
Yes,
it is harsh.
Yeah. You want winter tips for your hair? Like we've got.
Yeah, that's why I love my Canadian lines. They are prepping for the worst.
We make our formulas for winter, like real winter.
Real winter.
You know what's funny? A lot of our customers don't know we're Canadian.
We're from up north.
We don't live in igloos though.
Yeah, we don't live in igloos.
And no one says A.
I say A. So Bren here is originally from Cincinnati, and now she lives in Toronto. So she got to come up, and we Canadianized her. And we're keeping her. But yeah, we do say A a lot. That is not a myth.
I never heard anyone say that.
All right, well, before we get carried away and talk about Canada and not curls. It's good. I mean, we have a lot of fun here. We love you guys. We are building this community. This is not just about selling you hair products. We put our heart and soul into making these great products that we all use, we all believe in. That's why we went to market with them. And we're doing more and more behind the scenes to bring out products that we feel are missing in the market, or that we feel haven't quite been perfected, or that there's something missing. Like, we're not just gonna go and make a gel. There's so many different gels on the market, and you can't innovate gel. Gel is gel. So we're trying to bring out products that, use great ingredients, they work, something different, and help simplify your curl life. We got a lot of messages here about how we've helped you guys love your curls, and that's kind of the whole point. That's why the name of the brand is Love Your Curls. So that's great that we've accomplished that mission. We're not perfect, we try to be, and I think the one thing that we all strive for is to help all of you. So thank you for joining us. If we missed your questions, please PM us. We really do communicate one-on-one with our customers, and we prefer that if you have tough questions or if you have personal questions about your hair type, just take the conversation to the PM, and one of our amazing customer service reps will be sure to help you. There's a lot of questions about wavy, minis and leaders. Stay tuned. And that's it. Thank you guys for joining.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Yep. I'm gonna leave it on for a little bit. No.